Good day, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a little sort of tips and tricks on how I do my own rat food.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah.
So, my rats, I feed them a very specific diet because we all know rats need just the right amount of protein and fibers and grain and vegetables. So, everyone usually uses the rat block. Nothing wrong with that. It's a great product. Well, for me, I do everything DIY, and I find it a little bit expensive to do the rat block. But I found a way around that. So, if you feed strictly cat and dog food, it shortens the lifespan of your rodents. So, today, I'll show you guys how I make my own. So, first, we use a formulated bag of wild bird seed I get from my local feed store. It consists of corn, different seeds and grains. It has sunflower seeds, so a nice little variety because rats in the wild eat more grain than fruits and vegetables. They're more of a seed and store, so that let's say up north, mice and rats, they would store their food for the winter like some animals do. So I give them a high grain diet. I also give them cat food, but on very low quantities. The only benefit to the cat food in which I use is a high fat diet. It doesn't have a bunch of other additives. It's decent quality cat food, and all that serves is for my pregnant females that need extra fat content to build a bunch of milk for the babies. And last thing that I use is oats, whole oats. So you don't buy the regular oats, Quaker oats from the store. What I do is I buy by the 50-pound sack from my local feed store. It's for horses. It doesn't have any additives in it for the horses. It's just pure oats, and it's a solid grain. Let me see if I can get some real quick to show you guys. I keep it stored in a bucket. See right here, it's solid oats. It's not patched, I guess you'd call it. But pretty much that's what I use for my rats, and they do fantastic on it. My females produce babies, they produce enough milk, they rear their young perfect, and I've found no problems with it. So if you have the money to buy the fancy stuff, the rat blocks, more power to you, because that stuff is formulated specifically for rats. But the way I do it is DIY and cheap. It costs me around 50 bucks with including the bedding I use for my rats. So I'd say more along the lines of 20 bucks to make this entire thing a feed. Depending on where you are, you could get better deals. Who knows? If you're a farming community, you will definitely get better deals on grain and corn and different stuff like that, as it'll be cheaper in the local community. So pretty much what you need to do is get a nice source of fat and protein in their diet no matter what. You can't just feed them grain, seeds, and stuff like that. Every week I give my rats vegetables just for enrichment. They enjoy it. I give them squash. I give them lettuce, carrots. I just give them treats on the Saturdays. So enough of me blabbering about it, and I'll show you guys the mix that I use. So I store mine, I don't know what gallon this would be. So this is I just cut a little lid off out of wood to make a top, because it was a bleach bottle that was sitting outside. So this is my mix. This is the high fat cat food I use, and this is the wild bird seed mixed in. And I usually can get with 1 bag of bird seed to 1 bag of cat food. It works good. Usually I mix in the grain, the oats in with this, and it would fill this tub up, but I have it sitting on my monitor's cage, and I don't want too much weight in the middle. So what I do is I mix it like I do bird food. Just put the main ingredients there, And in this, I think it's a 7-gallon bucket if I'm not mistaken, I keep the oats. So this also said it's made for horses, but it's just pure oats. It doesn't have any additives to it. And there's even bits of corn in here because of it being in a corn mill, I guess you call it, or the big silos. So I mean, this is just straight off of the trees oats, and the horses love it, and it's a good staple for horses, and it's also good for rats because they can chew on it, grind their teeth on it. It's important when you keep rats, even if you're breeding. So all rats or rodents, their teeth never stop growing. That's why they chew on the tubs to get out, on the cement mixing tubs. You need to provide some sort of wood or some kind of hard grain in their diet so they can wear their teeth down. And because I use this, I've never had a problem with my rats trying to chew out of their enclosure because they can grind their teeth down. Let's take a look at some of the rats. I filled that up last night. It's empty. Nice big bowl. And they have a bunch of babies, and my rats don't get weak. They're not malnourished. They always provide for the babies, and they have endless babies. And that seems to work for my rodents. So when you plan to say DIY, because I know there's a lot of videos out there and people making DIY food. Yes, I agree. Cat and dog food as a main staple is not healthy for your rats. As a main staple. As you can see, I mix mine up. There's more cat food right now in this batch because my moms are loaded with babies and they need to make milk. But most of the time, it's more oats than it is the feed that I make. And this right here can run you between $20 and $30. And I know certain places, depending on where you are yet again, it costs maybe, where I am, for me to get the rat blocks, it's $50 for like a 40-pound bag. And that's ridiculous. I can make this entire container full for $20, which is half the price, and it'll last me a month or two. So I mean, it's all based on the economics of how you choose to do your rats. Either which way is perfect. You use the rat blocks, that's good. You use this stuff, it'll work for you, and it won't damage your rats. Because, as I said before, rats eat more grain than anything, and they also need that high protein because they do eat insects, fish, worms, frogs, lizards, anything a rat can get their hand onto, they will eat. So you got to give them a varied diet of everything. But one specific staple on a certain food is not healthy. If I fed them only oats, it's not healthy for them. You got to give them a variety, and at least once a week, give your rats a little humanity and throw in a carrot or something for them. It gives them enrichment, and it also gives them something different to eat. And having fresh fruits and vegetables, if you can do it, there's no problem doing that, and it benefits your rats even more. With that said, I'm glad you guys tuned in today, and that's just a quick tip on DIY rat food, and that's what I do, and it works perfect for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Stick around, stay tuned for the next video coming up, and y'all have a great day. Peace out.